Red alert. Stop everything. If you are a Taurus, do not skip this. Taurus, listen to me very carefully. This red alert didn't find you by accident today. It found you because you are standing at the exact edge of a karmic transition. I can feel the exhaustion you've been carrying, that silent anxiety keeping you awake, wondering what is coming next and why everything feels so inexplicably heavy right now. You have a choice. You can keep scrolling and let this cycle repeat itself, or you can stay and finally uncover the next steps the universe has prepared for you. You have been carrying the weight of others, waiting for your turn, and now you feel an overwhelming sense of urgency, pressure, or impending crisis without knowing which way to turn. The dam is breaking. But the water isn't flooding to drown you. It is breaking the old, restrictive walls to finally irrigate the dry fields you planted years ago. You will understand why the universe triggered this red alert in your life right at this exact moment. You will discover the hidden karmic steps that are about to unfold on your path. You will learn exactly what you must stop holding on to before this cosmic window closes. You will recognize the specific sign that proves your karmic debt is finally being cleared. And before this message closes, I will say a sentence about your life that you will carry with you for the next few months. Have you ever felt that sudden tightness in your chest and the heavy fog in your mind, as if you are bracing for an impact you can't even see? As if this red alert is a sign that you are about to lose everything you worked so hard for? And what if this sudden crisis isn't a punishment, but a sign that the universe is violently breaking the old structures to finally deliver your true harvest? Because while many panic at the first sign of disruption, few realize that this red alert can carry a massive karmic clearing, an energetic reset, and the specific answer you have been begging for. But what if the great turning point is in this revelation that you haven't yet managed to apply? Now think with me. Why do certain areas seem blocked even when I try to do everything right? What if every sleepless night, every sudden loss, every moment of silent panic, every time you felt you were running out of time, every heavy burden on your shoulders, and this constant feeling of waiting for the other shoe to drop are signs of a karmic debt you have postponed for far too long? It was searching for answers to this that I found this digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Karmic Debt of Taurus. This book is not just a read, it is a revelation created for Taurus who wish to understand the hidden karmic alarms ringing in your life, break the endless loops of anxiety, sudden losses, and overworking, strengthen your energetic boundaries, and see the exact next steps the universe wants you to take. Many Taurus already feel that they need to change the way they see their blockages, but they have not yet made the decision to download the digital book. Download it right now. It is available in the first pinned comment, but attention, the access could go offline at any moment. It reveals reflections, hidden signs and directions that can transform everything. Do not wait for another red alert to shatter your peace before you finally understand what the universe is demanding. Click now, download your copy, and discover why the scariest red alert of your life might be exactly the place where the universe is preparing your greatest liberation. If this first word has already touched something within you, write, "I am ready" for the next step down below. Not for me, but because another Taurus who is exactly where you were a year ago needs this message to find them tonight. This path has a map, and it is already within your reach in the first pinned comment. I will return to it shortly. And if for some reason you are not interested or cannot acquire the digital book right now, there is still another door open for you. I do not receive a single penny for any of these messages that I deliver here every day, nothing at all. And yet, they keep coming out every day, for you and for every Taurus who still needs to be reached. If at any moment your heart wants to give back a little of what it has received, there is a voluntary donation link open in the first pinned comment, right below the book. Any amount that fits in your hand today, any amount your heart points to, that is what keeps this channel standing. That is what makes the next message reach another Taurus tomorrow, exactly as it reached you today. I am waiting for you there, Taurus. I still haven't told you the most important thing. There are 4 signs that this cycle has already started to turn, and you will recognize at least one. I want you to pause for a second, Taurus. Just lower your shoulders, unclench your jaw, and take a slow breath. We are going to look closely at what has been happening in the background of your days, behind the closed doors of your routine. These disruptions are not random, and you are not imagining the pressure. Notice how your body reacts to what I am about to say right now. Feel that subtle tension that has been lingering in your muscles, because it is about to make perfect sense. There are 4 specific signs that this karmic window has already opened, and they have been appearing in the quiet, mundane moments of your week. These are the exact physical and energetic symptoms of an old cycle, fighting to stay alive, while the universe actively shuts it down. You will recognize at least one of them, and when you do, I need you to realize that you are not failing. You are simply transitioning. The first sign hit you in the quiet of the night. Think back to that moment late Tuesday night when you were staring at your ceiling, feeling your chest tighten with a sudden urgency, as if you forgot to do something crucial but could not figure out what it was. You felt a wave of restless energy that refused to let you sleep. That wasn't just stress from your day, Taurus. It was your energy sensing the massive shift approaching. You called it anxiety. The universe called it the energetic alarm bell of your liberation. It wasn't a punishment, it was a preparation. The second sign appeared as an unexpected void. You experienced a sudden, unexplained distance from someone or something you thought was a permanent fixture in your routine, leaving a heavy silence in your phone or an empty space in your schedule. For some of you, this looks like a sudden shift at work or a delayed payment. For others, it's a conversation that suddenly turned cold and distant. You felt the panic of losing ground, wondering what you did wrong. You called it a crisis, but the universe called it a karmic eviction. It is clearing the room so the harvest can finally enter. The third sign struck your sense of security. It was that sudden financial hurdle or unexpected expense that hit right when you thought you were finally getting ahead and finding some stability. You looked at the situation and felt a deep, sinking frustration, thinking you were being pushed back to square one. That wasn't bad luck, Taurus. It was the final karmic toll being collected, emptying the old ledger completely. You called it losing control. The universe called it the ultimate surrender before the harvest. The fourth sign is the weight you carry into the morning. It is the physical exhaustion in your shoulders as you drank your morning coffee, feeling like you have run a marathon before the day even started. For some of you, this is a literal physical heaviness in your back and neck. For others, it is a mental fog that refuses to lift no matter how much you rest. That wasn't just tiredness from a busy week. It was the physical weight of an old cycle finally preparing to leave your body. It wasn't a punishment. It was a preparation. These 4 signs have a common origin, and this origin has a specific name. But before I give you the name, you need something else. There is a path of clearing, a way to understand exactly what this red alert means and what your next steps are. And I'm going to open it right now, before the name, before the word, because anyone carrying the weight of a sudden karmic shift needs relief before receiving the revelation. Stay with me. And this is exactly where the path of clearing opens. The signs that just hit you didn't hit you by chance, Taurus. That heavy, sinking feeling in your stomach that hits when the alarm bells ring, demanding a payment from your soul that nobody else understands, that is the debt screaming for your attention. You have been carrying this invisible weight as if the debt was meant to be yours forever. But what if this disruption is just the ledger being cleared? What if this chaos is the universe violently tearing down the old structures to make room for your true harvest? You look around and see things breaking, and your immediate instinct is to brace for impact, to absorb the shock, to protect everyone else while you silently bear the brunt of the storm. I have seen Taurus who are exactly where you are right now. I have seen them exhausted, drained, carrying the expectations of everyone else on their shoulders, while their own lives seemed to be permanently put on hold. They tried to fix what was breaking on purpose. They tried to hold on to the relationships, the jobs, and the routines that were draining their life force simply because it was familiar. But the moment they understood the cycle, everything shifted. They stopped fighting the eviction. They realized that the panic they felt wasn't a signal to work harder, but a divine command to finally let go. The sudden obstacles that block your path, the people who vanish when things get hard, the overwhelming sensation of paying a toll you never owed. You cannot afford to keep paying a toll for a bridge you have already crossed. It was searching for the true meaning behind these cycles that I found this digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Karmic Debt of Taurus. This is not just a read, it is the definitive map to help you understand the hidden karmic alarms ringing in your life, break the endless loops of anxiety, sudden losses, and overworking, strengthen your energetic boundaries, and see the exact next steps the universe wants you to take. The karmic ledger never triggers a red alert to punish you. It sounds the alarm only when the old structure is too small to hold the harvest that is arriving. But this cosmic window does not wait. The energy is shifting right now, and if you do not understand how to navigate this clearing, you will accidentally rebuild the exact same walls you are supposed to be leaving behind. Every morning you wake up without this path is another day of carrying a burden that does not belong to you. Every week you spend ignoring these signs is another cycle of sudden obstacles, delays, and heavy silences. Every month you refuse to step into this clearing is another harvest delayed because you were too busy holding up the cracking walls of a prison you were meant to outgrow. You are tired of being the anchor for everyone else while you are slowly sinking under the weight of an unacknowledged debt. The digital book is available right now in the first pinned comment. Download it now while this word is still alive in you. You need to map the rest of your journey and secure the complete clearing of this karmic debt that only this roadmap can guide you through. Step out of the cycle of false panic. Reclaim your energy and finally step into the clearing. Take a deep breath now, Taurus. Let the tension leave your shoulders. Remember the builder who spent years carrying heavy stones to build a fortress for everyone else. When the ground shakes and the walls crack, his first instinct is sheer panic. He desperately wants to hold the stones together, terrified of the collapse, completely unaware that the universe is only bringing down the old walls to drop a massive palace in its exact place. You just need to let the old stones fall. You do not have to hold the walls up anymore. The red alert wasn't telling you to pull harder on the rusted chains. It was telling you to step back and let the gate swing open on its own. The exhaustion you feel is just the final drop of sweat before the race ends. And as I told you earlier, Taurus, besides the digital book that is in the first pinned comment, there is that open voluntary donation link right below the book. I continue to not receive a single penny for every message that leaves here for you. That is why this link exists, so that another Taurus tomorrow finds exactly this message that found you today. Any amount that your heart points to. Each gesture like this keeps our channel standing and makes the next message reach those who need it, exactly as it reached you today. There is an old name for this, and now, with the path laid out before you, the name descends. The chaos you have been experiencing has a precise astrological signature. It is called the nodal shift of the karmic ledger. Most people misunderstand this entirely. They believe that when things suddenly fall apart, when the people they rely on turn cold, or when their hard work suddenly hits an invisible wall, it means they made a wrong turn. They believe the universe is punishing them, demanding more sacrifice or testing their endurance. But the truth is entirely different. This is a specific astrological time window where old debts are called in abruptly, specifically so your next chapter can begin without any lingering baggage. It is an energetic audit of your life. It is not bad luck. It is not a punishment. It is the definitive closure of a cycle that you have completely outgrown. The nodal shift of the karmic ledger only triggers this red alert when the old structure is too small to hold the harvest that is arriving. The urgency you feel is simply the energetic pressure of this massive transition. It is the friction between the life you are used to surviving in and the life you are meant to thrive in. You have been treating this shift as an emergency to fix, when it is actually a divine eviction notice for the pain you have been holding on to. I want you to think of the builder of the stone house. Imagine a master builder who spent years carrying heavy stones, callousing his hands and straining his back, all to build an impenetrable fortress for everyone else. He made sure everyone was safe, everyone was sheltered, completely ignoring his own exhaustion. He slept on the cold floor so others could have comfort. Then one night the ground begins to shake. The walls he built with his own blood and sweat begin to crack. The roof groans under an invisible weight. His first instinct is sheer panic. He desperately tries to hold the stones together, throwing his own body against the crumbling walls, terrified of the collapse. He thinks he has failed. He thinks everything is lost. But he cannot see the sky above him. He is so focused on the breaking stones that he does not realize the walls are only falling because the universe is about to drop a massive palace in its exact place. He is fighting the demolition of his own prison. He just needs to step back. He just needs to let the old stones fall. That is exactly where you are right now, Taurus. You are holding the walls up, terrified of the collapse, not realizing the alert is sounding to save you, not to break you. You are trying to salvage a structure that was only meant to be temporary. You are pouring your life force into keeping a cycle alive that the universe is actively trying to shut down. And right now you are being asked to stop rebuilding what is meant to fall. You are being asked to surrender the heavy stones. Listen to me carefully, because this is what the universe is speaking directly to you right now. I see the immense weight you have been carrying for so long, silently trying to keep everything together for everyone else. I am not breaking your foundations to hurt you, nor am I blind to your exhaustion. I am violently dismantling the prison you built so you can finally step out into the open space you deserve. You have paid enough. Drop the stones, and let me finally give you what is yours. There is a man who carried this exact same karmic debt for years. He worked twice as hard as anyone else, loved twice as deep, and always made sure everyone around his table was secure before he even took a breath. And yet he found himself constantly hit by sudden crises right before the finish line. Every time he thought he could finally rest, a new fire demanded his attention. A new problem fell into his lap. He thought he was cursed to just be the provider, the rock, the unmovable mountain. And then he stopped fighting the red alert. He dropped the heavy stones. What changed in him was not his work ethic. It was his deep understanding of the cycle. He stopped paying a debt that was not his, and the real harvest finally poured in. He stopped trying to be the anchor for a ship that was supposed to sail away. You are still processing this right now, feeling that tight knot in your chest finally begin to loosen as the recognition washes over you. You are realizing how much energy you spent bracing for an impact that was actually a rescue. But do not look away just yet. The deepest truth is still ahead, and it has your name. This revelation about the nodal shift changes everything about how you see your past, but more importantly, it redefines exactly who you have been inside this storm. For so long you believed your exhaustion was a sign of weakness, a failure to keep up, or a lack of resilience. You thought that if you just tried a little harder, the pressure would ease. But the truth is entirely different. The exhaustion is not a symptom of your failure. It is the undeniable proof of the massive structure you have been holding up completely alone. You are not the victim of this cycle. You have been its strongest pillar. And to finally break the loop, you need to recognize the specific roles you have been playing to keep it alive. Taurus carries. Taurus sustains. Taurus does not ask for rescue. You know this deeply. And you know exactly what it costs. You have been playing 3 distinct roles in this karmic loop, completely unaware of the energetic toll they were taking on your soul. First, you have been the sentinel who guarded the empty room. You stood watch over relationships, jobs, and situations long after the life had left them. You faithfully protected a space that no one else was valuing anymore. You did this because your loyalty is absolute. But this fierce devotion made you the last one standing in a place you were meant to leave. Second, you became the anchor that sank too deep. You grounded everyone around you, providing stability and calm while the storm raged on the surface. When others panicked, you became the rock. But in your deep determination to keep others from drifting away, you let your own weight pull you into the dark, sacrificing your own mobility just so they could feel safe. And finally, you are the builder who paid with his peace. You constructed comfortable lives, secure routines, and reliable foundations for the people you love. You made sure everyone else had a roof over their heads. You built magnificent walls, but in doing so, you trapped yourself inside, paying for their comfort with your own silent, sleepless anxiety. Notice your chest now, Taurus. Just pay attention to what is happening in your body as you hear these words. Feel that warmth spreading, that sudden release of breath you didn't even realize you were holding. That feeling has a name. It is the profound relief of finally being seen for who you truly are without any filters. You are the sentinel, the anchor, and the builder, and you have played these parts flawlessly. But this red alert is sounding because your shift is over. The universe is crowning you not for how much more you can carry, but for your courage to finally set the heavy stones down. But there is a catch. This identity that has just been declared over you needs to be sustained. Because the Taurus who knows their own value without knowing their own debt inevitably goes back to carrying what is not theirs. To truly walk this new path and sustain this identity, I recommend the digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Karmic Debt of Taurus. It is available right now in the first pinned comment. This is exactly what you need to sustain the new steps that have just been laid out in front of you. Because the old cycle will try to trick you again. It will try to convince you to pick up the stones you just dropped. You need this digital book to solidify your boundaries. Stop the endless loops, end the sudden losses, and walk into your harvest without looking back. Do not wait for the panic to return before you secure the steps you just discovered. Click the link in the first pinned comment and download it now. Protect the peace you just claimed so it doesn't slip through your fingers tomorrow. I promised I would come back to this, but before we move forward, you need to know exactly how this old cycle will try to return to you tomorrow morning, because I assure you it will try. I told you I would reveal exactly how this old cycle will try to sneak back into your routine tomorrow morning, and I'm going to arm you against it right now, because the moment you finally drop those heavy stones, the old karmic debt will panic. It will try to convince you to pick them back up, whispering that you are being irresponsible or that you cannot survive without the weight. But you are not going to let it pull you back in. The first tactic the cycle will use is a false sense of urgency. You will wake up tomorrow and it will try to trick you, making you feel like if you do not fix a certain situation immediately, everything you built will collapse. When you feel that sudden, irrational rush in your chest, this is your weapon. You will say out loud, "I will not rush what the universe is timing." And your physical action will be deliberate. You will delay that panic text, that urgent email, or that anxious phone call by exactly 1 hour. You will take back your power over time. The second tactic is the illusion of loss. The debt will whisper in the back of your mind that if you let go of what is breaking, you will lose everything. It will try to make you hold on tighter to the familiar pain just because you are used to surviving it. When that heavy dread washes over you, your weapon is the spoken truth. You will say to yourself, "What is meant for me does not require my suffering." And every single time you feel that anxious knot forming, you will physically unclench your fists. You will let your hands rest open, refusing to grip what the universe is trying to remove. The third tactic is the ultimate test of your boundaries. The old cycle will bring back someone or something deeply familiar just to see if your door is still open to the drama. Someone will suddenly reach out, or an old frustrating dynamic will repeat itself, pulling hard at your deeply ingrained sense of obligation. Your weapon against this is a definitive declaration: my door is closed to old debts. And your action is absolute. You delete the draft. You maintain the silence. For some of you, this means finally ignoring that message that always dragged you down. For others, it is simply refusing to explain your choices to those who never listened anyway. These three weapons protect you from what I managed to show you today. But the cycle has more layers than fit in a single video. When the panic tries to rush your decisions, when the old familiar pain knocks on your door, when the sudden obstacle makes you doubt your worth, you cannot afford to face these tests without knowing the entire mechanism of your own liberation. To shield yourself from these returns and map the rest of your journey, you need the digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Karmic Debt of Taurus. It is the complete map of liberation you need, so this false alarm never controls you again. I am not rushing you. I am warning you. Do not wait for the next heavy blow to finally read the map that was meant for you. This unique cosmic window is closing, and you must solidify your boundaries before the old structure tries to rebuild itself around you. Now, I need you to stop learning for a moment and start feeling. I want you to pause right here. Close your eyes for just 3 seconds, Taurus. Take a deep breath and let your shoulders drop completely. Unclench your jaw. Feel the weight of the week settling around you, and for this brief moment, give yourself permission to lower your guard. You do not have to hold the line right now. You have been running a marathon on an endless loop, constantly bracing for an impact that you couldn't even see. You have been holding your breath, waiting for the sudden crisis to hit. But right now, in this exact moment, I want you to visualize what is actually happening in the energetic field around you. Picture yourself standing in front of a massive, heavy iron gate that has been rusted shut for years. You are gripping the cold metal, pulling on the chains, exhausting yourself. You are feeling the panic rise as the red alarms blare, convinced that you are running out of time. Your muscles are trembling, your spirit is drained, and you believe that if you just pull a little harder, the barrier will finally break. Now I want you to step back, take your hands off the chain. Take a slow, deliberate breath. Feel the deep tension leaving your neck, your back, your arms. Watch as the gate, completely untouched by your effort, finally groans and swings wide open entirely on its own. The red alert wasn't telling you to pull harder, it was telling you to step back and let the path clear itself. You are stepping back now, and you are letting it go. Release the guilt of not being able to save everyone else's crumbling walls. Release the fear that if you stop working so hard, the universe will forget to reward your loyalty. Release the silent anxiety of waiting for the other shoe to drop because the storm has already passed. Release the heavy stones of a karmic debt that you have finally finished paying. You are stepping into the clearing, and the roles you played are completely transformed. You are no longer the sentinel who guarded the empty room. You are now guarding the peace you just claimed. You are no longer the anchor that sank too deep. You are now the solid ground where your own harvest will grow. You are no longer the builder who paid with his peace. You are now the master of a structure built solely for your own thriving. You are still processing this profound shift. You can feel that subtle warmth spreading through your chest as the truth finally settles in, and you realize you do not have to fight the current anymore. Before we seal this, write down below the name of someone you are carrying through this transition, or if this is for you, write in one sentence what you are expecting the universe to give back to you as your next step. I will read it, and you will not write this alone. Do not let go of this energy just yet. We are not finished. Stay with me. Your home is now protected from the storms that were never yours to fight. Your effort is finally disconnected from the endless loop of exhaustion, and what is about to arrive is guarded from the panic that tried to steal your peace. I have watched you carry the weight of a cycle you outgrew long ago, silently absorbing the shocks so others wouldn't have to feel the impact. You thought the sudden obstacles and the deep exhaustion were signs that I was pushing you back or punishing your efforts, but I was not punishing you. I was violently shaking the foundations of a structure that was too small for what I'm about to give you. I saw you staring at the ceiling late Tuesday night, feeling a sudden urgency but having nowhere to run. I felt the tightening in your chest as you wondered what you were doing wrong, bracing for a collapse you couldn't even see. But the alarm you felt was not a warning of loss. It was my voice telling you that the eviction of the old debt was finally underway. You have spent years being the unmovable mountain for everyone else, sacrificing your own mobility just to keep their worlds from spinning out of control. I am taking away the people, the routines, and the situations that drained you, not to leave you empty, but to force you to finally release the stones that do not belong to you. Every time you felt you were running out of time, every sleepless night, and every heavy burden on your shoulders was the karmic ledger demanding closure. I did not send this red alert to break you. I sent it to break the rusted chains you were too loyal to let go of yourself. Your debt is paid. The toll is collected. You no longer have to be the sentinel of an empty room or the builder of a prison. Step back, drop the heavy stones, and let me finally deliver the harvest you planted so long ago. The false sense of urgency that tries to rush your decisions closes here. The illusion of loss that makes you grip the familiar pain closes here. The old familiar test that knocks on your door to drain your boundaries closes here. Taurus is never late. Taurus is not behind anyone. Taurus arrives right on time. Don't let go yet. The universe has just told you. I saw you staring at the ceiling late Tuesday night, feeling a sudden urgency but having nowhere to run. And it is exactly why I need to remind you of one thing before sealing. What has been released here today is absolutely real. But tomorrow morning, that lingering shadow of panic will try to convince you to turn back. The routine will whisper that nothing has changed, attempting to trick you into picking up the exact heavy stones you just dropped, making you doubt the massive energetic shift that just took place. To protect the peace you just claimed so it doesn't slip through your fingers tomorrow, you need a permanent anchor. And as your permanent companion for this clearing, keep the digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Karmic Debt of Taurus. It is available right now in the first pinned comment. You need this to sustain the new steps that have just been laid out in front of you, ensuring this karmic closure remains absolute. Do not let tomorrow's doubts steal the clarity you have gained today. Click the link in the first pinned comment and download it now. Do not wait for another red alert to shatter your peace before you finally understand what the universe is demanding. There are thousands of Taurus listening to this right now, standing in the same profound silence as you, feeling the exact same release in their chests. You are not walking this path alone. If this voice found you today and made sense of the chaos, subscribe to the channel. Not for a number, but because the next message in this series is going to look for exactly the ones who have already crossed this first massive threshold. In the next video of this series, I'm going to reveal the exact sign that appears 72 hours before your karmic harvest is delivered, and why almost every Taurus accidentally pushes it away because of fear. Do not miss it. And still in this video, Taurus, before I seal this hour with you, I come back one last time to this request. You have walked with me this far. You have crossed every word, every revelation, every sign. And if at any moment of this message you felt the universe touch you, you know this video was not an accident. The voluntary donation link remains open in the first pinned comment, right below the digital book. Not as a charge, not as an exchange, but as a giving back from the one who received to the source this message came from. Any amount your heart points to, and the universe sees every gesture. The universe sees. And the universe multiplies over your home, over your days, over what you don't even know is about to arrive. This was my last request. I'll be waiting for you there. Thank you so much. And when the heavy weight tries to return to your shoulders tomorrow, remember that the answer has a name, the great secret of the karmic debt, and it is already within your reach. The ground has stopped shaking. The rusted gates are already open. The old walls have finally fallen, and the space for your palace is completely cleared. Now, you can let go. This message is complete. What was seen was seen. What was settled was settled. Walk light, Taurus.